before I kind of talk about that, let's talk a little bit of additional information over and above the price breakpoints. So when I am launching a product, or when you are launching a product, you've really got two options as far as pricing goes. Option number one is to set your price for your product at break-even point, based upon, of course, you doing your own bloody math and working out what your break-even point is for your product. So you've got that option. Number one, break-even point, okay, for launch. I'm going to talk launch, then we'll talk pricing strategy after. Hopefully you'll understand why. Option number two, coupon codes, discount your products. So they're your two launch strategies. Now, little caveat, there are many people who have launched their products on Amazon, ignoring all of my absolutely brilliant advice, and gone on to make a shitload of money selling their stuff on Amazon, and not done any launches, not got any reviews, not done anything at all. So there's that, all right? So all of this stuff is all kind of breast practices. Oh my God, what is on my mind? Has my form, holy shit. Jesus Christ, I am so sorry, PG-14 people. I will maintain composure and not talk about breasts anymore. So, back to the stuff. Best practices is this, as far as I am concerned. So, two options, break-even point for pricing and coupon code for pricing when you launch. I do this. When I launch, I am looking at traffic sources. If your traffic sources, because you've got two sorts, you can either do internal traffic, that's Amazon PPC and SEO, and or you can do external traffic, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, Bing ads, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. You can do those. So if you're going to do one of those two different strategies, what I tend to look at is the amount of available clicks that I can buy. So if I can see I can buy a lot of clicks on Amazon, then I will use my break-even price point, because people see your price immediately within Amazon's own architecture, and within Amazon's PPC ads, they see the price, and that price can actually work to your advantage by being the cheapest offering. When you haven't got any reviews, anything like that, it can work to your advantage, okay? So there's that particular strategy. Strategy number two, if you're going to use outside traffic, then I would suggest you use a coupon code. So have your product at full price, but with a coupon code. The reason for that is because people love a bargain, and you can offer the bargain and talk about the bargain on things like Facebook. You can make more of a sales pitch about why you're offering the coupon code, okay? So that's two different ways of doing it. Of course, there's heaps of different ways of doing it, but that's two different ways of thinking about your launch pricing strategy, all right? And I am constantly reconsidering that and retesting different things. And yeah, that's my current thinking as far as the price on launch goes, however. So that's that. That's your first basic decision made. Now, your next basic decision is what happens once you've launched. So I raise my prices as I am launching based upon how many reviews I'm getting, whereabouts I rank in the Amazon search engine results page, whereabouts I rank in that, and the more reviews I get, the more I know I can raise my prices. Because what I'm trying to do is give myself a point of difference and also make it a bit of a no-brainer for people to check out my product for the first time. So by pricing it aggressively, you make it a no-brainer for people to check it out. And then once you go through that launch and you're ready to actually price your product commensurate with turning a profit, making some money, then I use my price break points, and they are those on the screen. So the purpose of these price break points is when you are pricing your product, there is something in psychology whereby the difference between, for instance, $9.95 and $10.95 and $11.95 and $12.95 and $13.95 and $14.95 is actually pretty negligible as far as your customer is concerned. So if your customer sees two prices, $11.95 and $14.95, they kind of just see those almost, for our purposes anyway, they almost see them the same, and they look for other indicators rather than price. Okay, so that means that you can, if you were thinking of pricing your product at $11.95, don't just go straight to $14.95. If you were thinking of pricing your product at $16.50, don't just go straight to $19.95 and test that. You will find, and there's heaps of people who've tested this within the Aussie online entrepreneurs community, that you can make a shitload more profit as a result of doing this, and it really does work. And in actuality, oftentimes you will find that you'll actually sell more at the higher price because of perceived quality of the product, which is weird, but it really works. So that's my price breakpoints. Now, having said that, I also test really weird prices. So when I used to buy and sell businesses for a living as a business brokerage, I used to have a very, very big business brokerage firm in Australia. I've helped heaps of POMs come to Australia for my sins. One thing that we used to do when we were making offers on businesses, we would put in a hyper-specific offer for a business. So if a business was for sale, let's say it was like a good cafe for sale at 1.4 million Aussie, okay? Then we would go in there and offer $1,342,000, for instance, like a very, very specific price. And on our offer, what we would say is, we've done our maths. We've also looked at what we can borrow from the bank. This is exactly how much we can afford to pay. And because you do that, oftentimes you'll get deals across the table that you wouldn't be able to get across the table ordinarily. I'd use it for buying houses as well. We do that all the time as well. So that same strategy I now use on Amazon, where I price things very, very weirdly. So one price I consistently return to is $28.74. Now, I've said dollars, could be pounds, could be anything at all right? But that consistently, weirdly, is a price that seems to work well, probably because nobody else uses it, and probably because it stands out like dog's balls in the search engine results page, and it kind of jars you. One thing that you're trying to do when you're doing advertising is you're trying to get people to stop and pay attention to what you're actually offering. That's really advertising and marketing 101 when you think about it. So a weird price, it has that effect. It stops you in your tracks. What? $28.74? That's weird. And it makes you stop and pay attention to the advert. And of course, the more time somebody spends reading your advert, the more likely they are to click through onto your listing. So that's my strategy for that. Hope that helps. $27.74. I don't know. I've never tested that. Please feel free to put in prices that I ought to know the answers to, but unless I've actually tested them, I don't want to give you some bullshit answer where I say, oh yeah, that'll definitely work better than whatever that is, because I just don't know. The idea is to test it yourself and see for yourself. But that at least gives you the fundamentals of my pricing strategy, so that you can kind of then use that to create your own stuff too, all right? Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much, much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon. that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.